The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
What does it take to start something? A little time. A little exercise. A little laugh. A little adventure. A little help. That's all it takes to make a big impact.
As he always talks about, he had people in his life that really helped him out, and he wants to be that person in my life.
Just like he is, I was like that at 14. I know exactly what it means to be a 14-year-old guy.
I think that's why we have a good relationship.
It's fun and cool and nice.
You get to see like how personality develops.
Our friendship is good.
At Big Brothers Big Sisters, a little bit of your support can go a long way towards making matches like these happen. Start something today at bigbrothersbigsisters.org/startsomething.
Welcome back to Profiles. My next guest is putting her passion for service into action by showcasing uncommon giants who are making a difference in their communities. Krystin McCauley is here to talk about her talk show, Krystin Live, and how she hopes to inspire others to serve. Krystin, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Look, you have a talk show called Krystin Live, and I understand that it's based on service, and you highlight individuals who are doing uncommon things in their communities. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So my show is all about people making a difference, and I have an equation: passion plus action equals uncommon giant. So basically it's taking what you love and what you care about and putting it into action, actually doing something, and that's what makes you an uncommon giant.
I love that concept, uncommon giants. These leaders in our communities, many times who don't get the recognition they deserve.
Definitely.
But you certainly spotlight that.
Yes.
That's quite commendable. So how did your passion for service evolve? Because I know these individuals serve their communities, and you're serving them and the community by highlighting their stories. How did your passion for service begin?
Well, it was just kind of natural for me. Like, always growing up, my parents were always doing something for somebody else. Like, whether it was serving on boards in the community, working with the NAACP AXO, or as simple as like opening up our home and having someone come eat dinner. And I think that we would go serve the homeless. It was just one of those things that was just always around. It was always there. So I really didn't know anything else. It's like if you grew up around music, then you naturally like music. Or if you grew up around sports, then you naturally like sports. So I just saw them, and I saw like the positive impact that they were making, and it just made me grow up and say, I want to be just like them. I want to make a difference.
So in essence, they led and served by example, and you in turn internalized that behavior, and it's become a part of your life.
Definitely.
So I see you wearing this lovely crown. Everyone, Miss Krystin is Miss Black Atlanta USA.
Do my way, my pageant way, but yes.
And in this role, you have an opportunity to lend your voice to service. Tell us how you accomplish that.
Well, that was actually one of the reasons I wanted to get involved in pageantry. I had been approached in the past about it, but I never really did the research to actually find out more. I was just thinking, oh, it's just a beauty pageant, but it's not really that. It's also about giving back and making a difference, and that's what I'm all about. So I decided that I wanted to get involved, and I wanted to come up with a platform, something that was unique and special to me, dear to my heart. So I came up with SPEAK, Special Populations Experiencing Acts of Kindness, because I'm really passionate about special populations. So I focus primarily on the disabled, the homeless, and underprivileged youth, and advocating for them and bringing awareness to their needs. I'm actually partnered with 3 40 organizations within the Atlanta metro area that service each of those populations.
Oh, that is exciting.
Yes.
So you have an opportunity to inspire and interact with youth.
Right. Youth is one of the populations. I'm actually partnered with Albert T. Mills Enrichment Center, and it's a pre-K, and they serve at-risk 3 to 5-year-olds. And these kids have gone through so much, and to see the founder, she's an older lady, her name is Pastor Rosa Arnold, and she actually started this center because her son was murdered. And so to see her take that tragedy and turn it into making a difference, I definitely wanted to be a part of that and to help have a positive impact on the kids at the center. So I love what she does. I love what all of my partners do, but you mentioned youth, so definitely that's the youth center project that I'm working on.
And that's wonderful because our young people need inspirational role models, and it sounds like you provide that for them and the other people in these special communities that you serve. Now, back to Krystin Live for a moment. You do feature these uncommon giants. What has been your most memorable experience or your most memorable uncommon giant?
Oh, wow, I have to only choose one. They all just touch me in so many different ways, but it's funny because people sometimes say, well, what is an uncommon giant, or what does an uncommon giant look like, or how old is an uncommon giant? And there's really no criteria other than taking what you love and making a difference. So one of my younger uncommon giants that I featured is Ricky Springer. He's a kid. He had an eosinophilic disorder, so he had issues with digestive things and eating. And to take his disorder and work to help inspire kids through racing. He has a foundation called Racing for a Cause. So he races in order to raise money for kids with eosinophilic disorders. So I just thought that was amazing. A kid now, you know, some people, there are adults like that don't even think about giving back, but to see a kid and his family working together to make a difference. And like I said, Pastor Rosa Arnold, I featured her. She's a senior that's working tirelessly every day to make a difference. And then there's also, you know, some more well-known people. Eric Berry, he's an NFL player, so most people know him as like a football star, but he actually has a foundation where he does parks, distributes money and resources to revitalize parks and specifically fields because he grew up playing football. So he went back to his hometown and revitalized the park there. It's called Duncan Park out in Fairburn, Georgia. So to see like different types of people making a difference, that's what inspires me. You know, for people to say, oh, I didn't know Eric Berry, you know, did service. I didn't know he had a foundation, or wow, there's this little kid that makes a difference. There's this older lady. So really, I guess my biggest thing is there's no excuse for anybody. You can make a difference. You can help somebody. Age is not a deterrent. You know, your situation is not a deterrent. You can do it. You can make a difference. You can be an uncommon giant.
Oh, that's wonderful. And that's empowering, you know, to know that I too, and our viewers, they have the ability to be uncommon giants.
Definitely.
So Krystin, you've followed your passion, and I'm sure there may have been a little fear in the beginning, not knowing who to profile, who to feature on your show, but you've made it work. What would you tell someone who is excited and eager to follow their passion, but has allowed fear to get in the way? What would you tell that person?
I would say follow your heart, because when I was first getting started with my second show, I actually started the first teen talk show for the city of Durham, North Carolina. There are a lot of negative things going on with the youth there, a lot of violence, and the mayor pro tem was like, well, what can be done to actually help eradicate some of these negative statistics and inspire teens? And I said, well, why don't we have a show where we can actually have our voices heard and talk about issues that are affecting us. So I submitted a proposal to the Durham Youth, through the Durham Youth Council, to the city of Durham, and it got approved. And so they've sponsored a show for me. And it wasn't just for me, really, it was for all of us. It was for all the teens of the city of Durham. But initially there were teens and kids saying, oh, that's never gonna work. You know, they're never gonna have a show for us. Like, they don't care anything about us. And I said, I believe in it. I believe they will. So I would just say follow your heart. And the second time around with Krystin Live, I kept feeling like I wanted to do another show, but I wasn't exactly sure about like how I wanted to go about it and what I wanted to do. And it was funny, I was in the store with my mom, and there was this lady, and she kept looking at me, and I'm like, Mom, do you know her? Because I don't really know. I don't know her. Do you? And she's like, no, I don't. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll just say hello, you know, be friendly. And she's like, hi, are you Krystin? And I'm like, yes. And she said, you're on TV. And I'm like, no, not that I know of, and I don't think I was on TV. And she was like, yes, you were. You did Durham Teen Scene, that teen talk show about kids that were having issues and facing issues in the city of Durham. And I loved your show. I watched it all the time. And that was really like my confirmation. That was like a higher power, like God basically telling me that there was something that I needed to do. So I would always say, follow your heart. Because like I said, I had been praying about it. It had been toying with me for a long time. But it wasn't until that lady came and like reaffirmed that that was something I needed to do. So I would tell anybody, what feels right in here, go with it. Follow your heart, and you can't go wrong.
Certainly. Invest in yourself, invest in your passion,
Right.
invest in your dream, and you're doing that beautifully, Krystin. Thank you.
Thank you.
And, you know, I really commend you for what you're doing in the community, and you're showcasing these individuals who otherwise would not necessarily be showcased. So congratulations in all of your endeavors. We wish you much success as Miss Black Atlanta USA and all the other crowns that you will wear.
Thank you. And I also want to add that you are taking your passion, you're acting upon it with the show. So I wish you much success as well as an Uncommon Giant. I just met another one. It really inspires me. And just thank you for having me here and all that you do as well.
My pleasure, Krystin. My pleasure. Thank you for joining us. If you or someone you know has taken the professional path less traveled, or you're an artist who'd like to be considered for Artist Spotlight, please send your request to profiles.cautv@gmail.com. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on Profiles.